Are you ready? Are you ready?
Little Mix had this trend for a bit back in their prime days, which is so sad to say out loud, but anyways, where they would take a very popular song of theirs and release an additional remix of the song, where the bridge was replaced by a rap or a third verse of some sort by another artist. And these remixes, they're interesting. The third verse rap is probably one of the largest plagues to inflict pop music in the 2010s, and Little Mix, as amazing as they were unfortunately victims to this plague as well. So this is honestly quite a mixed bag. Sometimes these third verse remixes were fun and kept up the energy of the original song, but other times they really were not necessary. So in this video, we're gonna see how well these remixes did. Were they improvements over the originals? Or should they have just stayed in the drafts? There's only 8, so this will be a shorter video. I just wanted to talk about these remixes. And to clarify, I'm not ranking these songs as they are against each other, but rather I'm ranking how these remixes compare to their original versions. And to do this, I'll be sorting them into the following tiers. Taking after one of Little Mix's best songs, tier 5 is called No, which is like, no. This should not have been made, this actively ruins the original song, just stop, no. Tier 4, What Was the Reason, is for songs where they're not that bad, but I still don't want to listen to them. Again, did not need to be made.
What was the reason?
Tier 3, She's Cute, is for features that are cute. They're decent, I can get by with the remix, and I actually enjoy listening to the feature, but I still do prefer the original version. And then in Tier 2, Bop, we have now reached remixes that are on par with the originals. They're bops, they're good, they get the thing done. And for tier number 1, we have Should Have Been the OG, which is pretty self-explanatory. This tier is for the rare moments, or rather moment, sorry spoilers, where the remix happens to outdo the original. Another couple clarifications, this isn't any time Little Mix has featured an artist on a song's third verse. This is specifically when they have an existing song and they remixed it with another artist doing the third verse instead, whether it be a rap or just another bridge. So pretty specific, but they did this quite a few times, so we're just going to talk about them one by one in chronological order and sort them into the above tiers. Lastly, I truly mean no hate to any of these featured artists, they're just doing the best they can. A lot of the times, the remix's quality is about how well that feature really fits into the song at hand and whether it adds anything, which most of the time it doesn't. It's just a way for them to continue the hype around that song. I mean, when you're asked to remix on a Little Mix song, that's a high bar to clear, and unfortunately, most of the time, they don't. But we'll see how they all pan out, so without further ado, let's get started with...
Now listen boy, you can never play Miss, got my mind twisted.
For the first of these remixes, we have How You Doin' featuring Missy Elliott off their debut album, DNA. And this is a really strong start to the list. This is going right in Should Have Been the OG tier. I really like this remix a lot, and I think the reason it outdoes the original for me is not really just because of the added verse, but there's a lot of added lyrics and layered production in the remix versus the original that just really ups the energy of the song. It almost feels like they found the sound of the song better on the remix than on the original and really amped it up. I'll play a few things that are unique to the remix that I really like from Little Mix's parts. And then Missy Elliott's verse is great. I think the rap really adds to the energy of the song. This is a really well done remix. They did the thing here, a really strong start to the list like I said, but as I spoiled earlier on, this is the only one that's going to make it up here in tier number 1. And I think the reason for that is less so because all the later features are worse, because that's not necessarily true, but more so because I think as Little Mix progressed and they found their sound, the original songs are just really, really good. In this case, How You Doin' is great, but nothing spectacular, so the remix has a chance to really amp it up and add to the energy. A lot of these later songs, though, they were just fine as is, and the remixes aren't really doing enough to grab my attention more so. But again, a great start to the list, moving right along.
When you drop it low and shake it, girl, you are the bomb. Them other youth, me said them definitely wrong.
So they didn't do any of these remixes during the Salute era. I actually don't even think they had any features during Salute, so that's kind of a bad bitch move. But they brought it back on Get Weird with Hair featuring Sean Paul. And honestly, she's cute. This is going in the She's Cute tier. I think Sean Paul's voice does add something interesting and unique to this song, especially in the fact that his verse is portraying the other side of this relationship being sung about, so that's kind of cool. His intro part is also really catchy. Sometimes I do catch myself singing that part when I listen to the original Hair. This remix is interesting since it doesn't actually replace anything in the original song, it just inserts Sean Paul and stretches the runtime. So props to it in that regard. I will say some of the random ad-libs throughout the song slightly bother me, especially during the da-da-da-da-da Ya right before Sean Paul comes in, which is like honestly one of my favorite parts of the original, and he does kind of talk a lot there. I don't know, it's just little things. Is it better than the original? No. I'd still just rather listen to that, because again, Sean Paul's verse is decent, but nothing crazy. As I will emphasize repeatedly, these songs were just fine as is. Little Mix makes good music, but hey, at least it doesn't ruin the original song.
You and I and nobody else.
So this is where these remixes start to take a turn for the worse. Glory Days is kind of like the peak of Little Mix's pop sound. I mean, this has some of their biggest hits to this day, and they're all such amazing pop songs. And capitalizing off this success, they did 3 of these remixes from just this album, and they're not that good. All I'm saying is thank God they left Shout Out to My Ex alone. Anyways, Touch featuring Kid Ink goes into what was the reason tier, because, well, what was the reason? The original bridge of Touch isn't anything crazy, but when you look at this rap, it's just so bland that you really wonder why they thought this was necessary. We've talked about bad rap lyrics before on this channel. I didn't count to 10, lost my temper, then went back to 4. Like, what? Why are we counting to 10? And this rap isn't egregious like that, but it's not very good. This one feels more like an aside than the others though, because at least with this one, the music video uses the original song, not the remix. And I think that might be part of why this one feels a little less offensive to me than the others, which, let's talk about those.
Erase the past, we are free at last.
I'm begging, please don't play no more.
No. Just no. I really don't like this feature. I think what makes this a little more egregious than the Touch remix has to do with what part of the song is being replaced by this additional rap. No More Sad Songs is so energetic, the vocals are amazing, and the original bridge of this song is so beautiful. Everything mellows down as Jessie lays out this beautiful scene of someone trying to push down the bad memories of a relationship, trying their best to forget as they're out at these parties, as they're driving, with an amazing build back into Perry's high note. It's so good. Now, who on Little Mix's team heard this and said, yeah, this is great, but you know what would be better? Let's take this bridge out and have Machine Gun Kelly do a verse instead. When that intro note comes in, I'm settled. I'm ready for these girls to take me on an emotional ride, just to be interrupted by this man saying,
Eyes wide shut. No more, no more.
Why would a man be there? Why would a man be there?
I apologize if you're a Machine Gun Kelly stan. I mean, this verse isn't like terrible. It doesn't bother me on a visceral level, but it just kind of annoys me. And considering how good the original bridge is, this bothers me. Like, this did not need to be made. Please, no.
You know there's power in the couple, let me compliment the vibe, girl.
At least with No More Sad Songs, Machine Gun Kelly has the courtesy of letting you know he's on the version you're listening to right from the get-go, so you can skip it and cue the original song instead. This feature lures you in until the bridge, only for you to then realize this isn't the original Power, no, it's the remix. The original bridge of Power is possibly one of their best bridges ever. It boggles me even more than before why they thought this needed a rap verse of all songs. This bridge is so perfect, so fitting to the themes of the song, such a beautiful build back into Perry's high note once again, like they were doing the thing with these songs. But no, we gotta remix it and interrupt the song with this low energy rap verse instead. Honestly, Stormzy's verse doesn't annoy me as much as MGK, but I am slightly irked by the fact that his verse doesn't entirely rhyme. Like, it's not like lyrics have to rhyme, but the first 2 lines in his rap rhyme and then the next 2 just don't. So, I don't know, that was kind of weird to me. And again, the sheer pop perfection of the original bridge just makes original Power so much better. Every time Power comes on, I always have to check if it's the original or not, because I do not want to get baited. Anyways, yeah, another one for the no tier. Sorry.
Girl, you a goddess. Do you think about
Do you
us?
think about
With the end of the Glory Days era, they finally dialed it back on the remixes, and not to reference my Ariana Grande ranking video again, wow, almost like you should go and watch that if you haven't, but Ty Dolla $ign is a feature I do look forward to seeing. Yeah, it's quite good. Ty Dolla $ign's voice blends into the track quite nicely, and the new melody feels like it actually adds something interesting to the track, rather than just wasting our time. And the original Think About Us bridge is good, but not anything crazy, so I do like this addition. This still doesn't quite top the original for me, since the original is still a banger, but I'd say it's on par. So this goes into the bop tier. This a bop.
Boss chick, looking like a lick, told them don't to spit. I'm the one to say, alright, who she messing with?
Woman Like Me featuring Miss Banks is a little bit of an anomaly in this list. One, because I actually didn't even know this existed until I sat down to make this video and made sure I had all of them, which now I'm kind of scared that I missed one, but y'all can let me know in the comments. And two, because this is just one rap verse replacing another, so it's nothing crazy. I do really like Nicki Minaj's verse on the original, and that's kind of how I remember this song, so I wouldn't go as far as to put this in bop tier saying it's on par, but I also wouldn't put this in what was the reason tier because it's still pretty solid, and they actually did have a reason for making this considering it piggybacked off the success of their performance with her of this song. So it's going in she's cute tier. She's cute. Nothing really else to say about it.
Mood on petty, so promiscuous, you ain't getting this. On the sky, drop like confetti.
Wow, a third verse rap that doesn't ruin the song? Who knew it was possible? I actually can understand why this one was made because this version doesn't just add Saweetie in, but it also moves around some of the parts to account for Jessie leaving the group. And I will say, Saweetie's verse is actually really good. The lyrics are so funny and fitting to the song, the rap is catchy, and she plays off Little Mix really well, mainly because she doesn't overstay her welcome with a bunch of random ad-libs, which most of these men can't say the same. Anyways, I do really like Jessie's voice on this song in particular in the original, and the original bridge is really good too, which is why this feature doesn't quite outdo the original for me, but it is still really good. So this also goes in bop tier. And that's all the remixes to talk about for this video. I know this one was kind of short, I just wanted to talk about these songs, especially because I kind of do want to do a full Little Mix discography ranking at some point, and these would be the songs I leave out because I don't rank additional remixes of songs, I just rank it as one song. So I thought it would be kind of funny to talk about these in their own video ahead of time, plus who knows when I would do that full discography ranking. Yeah, a quick one for the books. I have some fun video ideas on the way. Stay tuned for some more music commentary coming up throughout this month, especially when a certain album comes out later this month that I'm very excited for. And yeah, let me know what else you might want to see, but I hope you enjoyed this. Leave a like and subscribe if you did, and I'll see you on the next one. Okay, bye!